Good morning, everyone. Am I audible clearly? Let's start. Okay, let's start with the particular marathon for CIB, and today is the module A. Good morning. Am I audible clearly? Shriram sir? Karimela ma'am? Sounds- Okay, so today is a class exclusively for module A. The questions are totally related to the Macmillan book only. None of the questions have been taken from anywhere else but from the book itself. So let's begin with the class, everyone. Chaliye. So let's start with it. Today's first question states that who is considered as the founder of the modern methods of accounting, modern management methods. When we talk about modern management methods, there were a few people who were responsible for this. Who are they? It starts with the particular era of Frederick Winslow Taylor, Henry Fayol, Peter Drucker, or none of the above. All these three are very, very important names. First is Frederick Winslow Taylor, second is Henry Fayol, third is Peter Drucker, fourth is none of the above. In this area, the most important thing is to understand who are they. F.W. Taylor is the one who has given the scientific methods. All the scientific methods are given by Frederick Winslow Taylor. Henry Fayol is the person who has given the area of, he's known as the father of generic management, while Peter Drucker is known as the management guru. Okay, so if we talk about, this is as per the book only. These are the terminologies which you'll find in the Macmillan book as well. So in this case, what would be the correct answer? The correct answer is Henry Fayol. Correct, sir. In this case, the correct answer is Henry Fayol. Okay. Now, when we talk about the modern management, it is all a part of the general management process was developed by Henry Fayol. He was the first among the people who treated humans like humans, while F.W. Taylor treated more or less his way of working was more towards that people are like machines. They're supposed to work like that. Right? Here comes the next question. What the theory included the six types of organizational activities and explained various functions and principles of management. Okay, if you have joined this particular session and you feel that this is helpful for you, please join it among your peer group. Go ahead and share it on your Facebook, Telegram channels, WhatsApp, whatever you feel that there are other people who are looking forward towards the CIB classes, so that as many people can join in this particular session. And if you like this session, then please go ahead and like it as well, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Now, let's talk about it, everyone. What are the questions that we're talking about? Today, it is exclusively going to be from the era of Macmillan book. All the questions are made from that only, so that whenever you get time, please go through all the questions. Good number of questions are there, right? And at the same time, I'll be putting up in my Telegram channel as well, so you can look forward to it. The PDF of this particular session is available there, so you can check it out. Till then, if this session is helping you out, then don't forget to like it as well. What theory included in six types of organizational activities and explained various functions and principles of management? Okay, scientific management, formal organizational theory, Taylorism, or industrial efficiency theory. When we talk about the various organizational activities as well as the functions of management, these are all covered under formal organization theory. Basically, they develop a hierarchy, na? And everything is done as per the hierarchy. Hierarchy means the number of people who are working under someone else, right? Now comes the next question. Which management writer introduced methods to improve industrial efficiency and productivity? Frederick Winslow Taylor, Henry Fayol, Max Weber, or Peter Drucker? Which management writer introduced the methods to improve the industrial efficiency? We talk about industrial efficiency. Industrial efficiency is linked with the industrialization period. During this period, most of the philosophers were working towards productivity. They were talking only about how to increase the productivity. They were talking about how to increase the efficiency. They were treating humans like machines at that point of time. That's one of the basic problems which was stated, that they were not considering the part of mental health of a person, not considering the part of the pause which is required by a person, how they should work on those things, right? So there are multiple things that they have to look forward to. In this case, industrial efficiency and productivity was focused by F.W. Taylor, sir. Henry Fayol gave up the area of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. He talked about equity. He talked about esprit de corps. That means unity is strength. He talked about division of work. He talked about centralization and decentralization. Yes, he talked about a lot of things, but his way was way too general. He talked about discipline. He talked about division of work. His way of working wasn't something which was blinded with productivity. His way of working was not blinded with work machines. Henry Fayol was, I would say, way bigger than this. Frederick Winslow Taylor talked about differential piece wage system, under which you work well, you get money. You don't work well, you get lesser money. Well, already if you are making lesser units, you will get lesser money. So that means you every day you have to remain the same level of productivity in order to earn money. And one of the things that I think they were not accepting at that point of time is the workers will talk to each other, won't they? The workers will have a word with each other. There would be a socialization among others. I don't go to the office just because I have work and I want to earn. There are things which are way beyond. There are many organizations which aren't paying very good, but their organization culture is so strong that people don't want to leave. For example, you go through TCS and you go through Infosys. While Infosys is also led by very good people, ultimately you will see that even after all this, the turnover of the number of people who are leaving the organization every single year is way higher in the industry, up to 25 to 26%, while in terms of TCS they are barely at 15%, and this is also their highest till date. The problem is that industrial efficiency and productivity blinds the organization towards their completion of the goals. But what about the people who are working with you? For them, is it really good to go through this? Correct, Garimela ma'am. The answer is A. Everybody who's joining in, please share the session and don't forget to like it. There are so many bankers who have joined. Please go ahead and like it. Only if you feel that it is helping you out. Okay, next question. In 2001, this is what I tell all the bankers. If they want to make the paper difficult, na, they will quote the eras of various philosophers. Now, in this case, it is given that in 2001, which book by Frederick Winslow Taylor was voted as the most influential management book of 20th century by the Fellows of Academy of Management, New York? Principles of Scientific Management, Principles of Organization Structure, the art of modern management or organizational efficiency techniques. Again, the name, the book, the entire details is given in our Macmillan book only, right? All the questions that we are dealing today is nowhere else. And acha, if you have seen the particular examination that happened in terms of the that has happened recently now, if you see the JIB exam, their examination was way too based upon between the line points. Their examination was based on numericals from the book itself. The questions were simple, as well as there were conceptual questions as well. There were numericals along with numerical area. They also gave concepts which were theoretically based, but from the numerical point of view. That means you need to understand the numerical point in order to answer such kind of questions. So that is what they have covered in their area. Done? So this is how we can define this particular area. So it's way better that when we are preparing for this examination, we also understand the things between the area of read between the lines. So in this case, what would be the answer? The correct answer in this case would be principles of scientific management. He is known as the father of scientific management. F.W. Taylor or Frederick Winslow Taylor is basically known as the father of scientific management. ठीक है ना? Done? अच्छा, here comes the question of reasoning and assertion, everyone. The reasoning says that Henry Fayol is considered as the founder of modern management, while this was the assertion. He was instrumental in contributing immensely to the formal organization theory and introduced the 6 types of the organizational activities. What would be the answer? Both the assertion and reasoning are true. The reasoning is correct explanation of the A. Both the assertion and reasoning are true, but reasoning is not correct. The assertion is true, reasoning is false. Assertion is false, but the reasoning is true. What would be the answer? Now, what would be the answer, everyone? Henry Fayol is considered as the father of modern. We just talked about this particular point from a different question format already. So, what would be your answer? Sriram sir, A. Very good. In this case, that is correct. Both the assertion and reasoning are true. In this case, the correct answer is A. Okay. Another question of reasoning and assertion. In the examination, it is expected in the CAIIB there would be reasoning and assertion based questions, match the following based questions, true and false can be there, and even subjective questions related to the numerical area can also be asked. So that means we should be prepared even for the most difficult questions. Okay, I hope it's visible now. Look at this now. The question says assertion scientific management known as Taylorism is management theory used for improving economic efficiency and labor productivity. Reasoning parts of theory related to the industrial engineering and management are no longer relevant in the modern business world. Both are true, or the reasoning is correct or not. What is happening? Scientific managementalism is management theory for acha, basically na there is one particular thing which is correct. That is Henry Fayol was a different person altogether. He talked about humans first, but Taylor talked about productivity. He was blinded with that point, that he always was looking forward towards productivity, saving the cost, having better labor productivity. He was always working towards these areas. He wanted to have minimum movements with maximum productivity. He wanted to save maximum time. Time study was there, motion study was there, then fatigue study. All those, he was studying humans from the point of view of pure scientific, but he forgot about he was just probably looking at us from the physiological point of view. But let's talk about the psychological point of view of you as of us as well. Now, sometimes we don't feel like going to the office. Sometimes the productivity doesn't come out on its own. Sometimes even after giving a good amount of time, we feel very terrible about our working. So probably it has nothing to do with our productivity. It has nothing to do with anything else. But sometimes it's just related to a human psychology. which was missing in terms of his working. So I can say the parts of the theory related to industrial engineering and management are no longer relevant. This part is wrong. If I talk about the detail now, though in the Macmillan book they haven't specified about it, but do you know, Taylor was such a renowned person. He had given a theory from the point of view of what he had given. Let me tell you. He did a particular study called fatigue study. Fatigue means we get tired. Matlab, there should be a point where we should stop. If I try to go on for next 8 hours altogether, but then what will happen? Out of those 8 hours, maybe after 2 hours, I will start losing my interest. After 4 hours, I would be counting my moments. By the time I'm entering the fifth hour, now I will be like, now this is it. I'm not doing anything. While after every 2 hours, if I get a break of even half an hour and I get to eat something, I go to freshen up, and I have that particular moment where I can sip tea and then I can come back. And then after I reach the mid part, that is after out of this 8 hour shift, if I go through the mid part and I am going at the particular time period of uh, working in such a way that I get a pause, my working would be better. That is why they introduced the tea breaks, they introduced the lunch break, so that your productivity becomes better, right? That is the power of fatigue study. That is still there. Now we all get particular breaks there. He did a particular study called motion study. They were looking forward towards putting off loading of pig iron into a particular truck there. So they he reduced the motion a lot. What kind of motions are productive, what are not productive? For example, while teaching you, if I am looking forward towards writing something, this is productive motion because I'm able to explain things to this. But if I'm moving the chair like this is unproductive. You know, this is unproductive, and this might make me fatigue over the period of time. Then all these things are studied. This particular theory, the science that he had studied, they said there is nothing wrong with it. They didn't remove any part of this. They just introduced the part of humans being tired, humans belonging to each other, humans having a spirit towards each other, unity. That is something which Fayol added, but he never nullified the facts which Taylor had said. So Taylorism was never removed. It is true that it is still there, but nothing has been removed. Next question, everyone. What is the primary function of directing in management? Why do we do the directing, everyone? Good morning, Neetu ma'am. Rimera ma'am, in terms of Taylorism, na, there were negative points. But the point is, ऐसा नहीं है कि that it was totally removed. There was no part of what he did was completely removed or eradicated from the area of management. If we go back to the era of class plus two, even now, you will find these names when the management begins. They have got their name written in the history of our country's management or even in the international management. These people are never removed. So we can say that they played a very important role. Now, everyone, what is the function of directing? Planning and goal setting, monitoring and measurement, guiding and supervising, or recruitment and placement. Do you know what are the various functions? Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Initially, it was introduced as coordinating. So the CEO was earlier coordinating, but now in the sophisticated and modern management, it is POSDCO. The first element is planning, second element is organizing, element is staffing, fourth element is directing, and fifth is controlling. Go ahead and answer, everyone, and please don't forget to share the session. The correct answer is directing is linked with humans. ठीक है ना? Directing is linked with humans. It talks about supervision, motivation, leadership, communication. In this case, I can find supervision. So, can we take this up? So, in this case, the correct answer is going to be supervision. Done? Okay, next question, everyone. The next question says, which element of directing involves influencing persons or groups' actions to meet predefined objectives? Leadership, motivation, communication, or supervision? What would be the answer? Which element of directing involves the influencing of a person or a group action to meet predefined objectives? But everybody wants to achieve their predefined objectives. Now, how do they reach those predefined objectives? That is through leadership, that is through motivation, that is through communication or supervision. In terms of directing, how do we specify other the particular things that they have to do? But if I really have to do something, supervision is just looking at you, putting a pressure on your mind. But what will make you do the work? Influencing you. You know? If we talk about the spiritual gurus over the period of time that have evolved or had always been there in the world, but how are they people asking the followers to live that kind of life that they are also leading? That is through influencing the people, right? So if we talk about the leaders of the organizations, Elon Musk must be the influencing party for so many organizations that nahi, this is something that it brings up to a particular light in life. So that is leadership, right? Leadership there. Next point, which function is essential for ensuring that activities remain in line with the plans, targets, and objectives of the company? Leadership, motivation, controlling, communication. Which function is essential for ensuring that the activities remain in line? Matlab, what happened is, I thought that today I will study for 12 hours, content making, everything else. But somehow I could make for only 9 hours. What's the deviation, everyone? 3 hours? If I won't cater this 3-hour deviation right now, what will happen? Over the period of time, it will go further. You know? So if over the period of time this 3 hours can increase further, then what will I do? It's way better when we are talking about these things. Then this is something that I work upon, highlight, and I take control over it, and I do the corrective action. When your standard and your actual plans do not really work together, then what will you do? In this case, you will look forward towards controlling. Oh, am I audible clearly, everyone? No audio? Garimela ma'am? Thank you, sir. In this area of communication, I believe there was an issue there, na? Communication is taken from the word communis. That means to share. Instructions are from top to bottom and reporting is from bottom to top. Audible, Garimela ma'am, now? So in this case, I can say the correct answer was A. Both are correct. Next question. Assertion. Thank you. Controlling function is management may involve course correction, measures, and alteration of plans. Reasoning. Controlling deals with monitoring and measuring the performance of the people, comparing it with pre-decided standards and projections. Matlab, we had already decided what we wanted to and wanted to do. And based upon those pre-decided actions, we would like to know what are we going to do about it. So, is it true or false? Controlling is the last function, but before planning. But pata hai, it is said that this particular function is both forward looking as well as backward looking. A controlling function will always look at what was the plan here. Acha, this was the plan. Okay. Now this is what I need to control. In terms of controlling, it will tell the next plan. Pata hai what happened with the last plan. Please make sure you don't do the same mistake which they did. So technically, in terms of controlling, we are looking backward and then we are looking forward. ठीक है ना? This is the point there. Then comes the area of both the assertion and the reasoning are true. The reasoning is correct explanation of the assertion, right? So in this case, the correct answer would be A only. Both are correct. First of all, it is a correction measure because sometimes, okay, when we talk about planning now, planning is handicapped without controlling. If I keep on telling you, we will do a class, pakka pakka we will do a class, and I don't do it, so then what will happen? We have to take a corrective action na कि अच्छा it wasn't taken on this particular day, let's keep it at some other time. If there is a problem with the class, let's keep it at this point of time. We will find an alternate and we will still conduct the class. This is where there the plan will make sure that we are getting back on track. Otherwise, what will keep on happening? Nobody's looking at it. Why to take it? Then, what will happen is your controlling function will not work accordingly. In the organization, if I say we want to increase the sales by 10%, but we are not working towards it, it's just a plan. So, it is planning is handicapped with the controlling. Okay? Next question. What is the process of inspiring, encouraging, urging individuals to take actions required for achieving organizational objective? Communication, supervision, leadership, motivation. What would be the correct answer, everyone? What is the process of inspiring, encouraging, and urging individuals to take actions required for achieving organizational objectives? You're inspiring. That means you are influencing them, encouraging them, you are motivating them, then urging individuals to take actions. Nobody wants to move, nobody wants to work. You have to make them work now. How do you make them work? Now, inspiration, maybe it can be leadership, but the point is you are urging individuals to take actions, right? So, what will happen in this case? When we're talking about encouraging people, now that is motivation. Acha, motivation can also be of two types. Huh? One is intrinsic and one is extrinsic. If I feel the passion that I want to go ahead with the particular work that I'm doing, that is an internal feeling. That an inner feeling is there that I want to do something. That is internal. But what if you tell me, ma'am, if you take the particular project now, you will get this much amount of money, incentive is this, career advancement opportunities would be this. That is extrinsic. All the external things that I feel ki, nahi, that can help me out to grow further in life. That is extrinsic in nature. So the answer here is motivation. Done. Next, what is the primary role of management in business? Manufacturing quality goods, then raising funds for the organization, achieving the objectives of the business, continuously adjusting to external environments. See, more or less everything is a part of the organization there, right? First of all, we have to maintain the quality of goods. If the goods quality declines, the organization can never grow. Do you know companies like Motorola started with there is a particular scientific term that if you'll go through the Chinese and Japanese working thing, this is Japanese, that is called Six Sigma. They believe that get accuracy up to 99.999%, which is actually 9.99.9. In terms of point zero zero, they call it 9997. So that is 0.0003% is the accepted, no, double zero, 0.003% in terms of their uh, defects are accepted. If you cannot accept the defects up to even 1%, think about the accuracy they are looking forward to. Quality is required. Raising funds for the organization. Why do we work? We raise funds, produce, and then we sell. So this is also there. But the point is, this is still not the primary. First is you set up the objectives and you try to achieve them, isn't it? So the answer is C. Achieving the objectives for which the business is established. Next point, how does the management contribute to the functioning of business? By creating the competitive environment, by increasing cost and overheads, by improving the understanding, ability, and morale of the employees, by reducing the coordination among the departments. What would be the answer? How does management contribute to the functioning of business? They cannot increase the cost. They will have to decrease the cost of the organization, won't they? They have to improve the morale of the people. They have to improve the ability of the working of the employees out there, isn't it? So in this case, the correct answer will be, that is, by improving the understanding, ability, and morale of the employees. Next question, everyone. What does management help achieve through efficient allocation of resources? Wasteful utilization of resources, then effective control over resources, optimum utilization of scarce resources, or redundant allocation of the resources. Then, in this case, what does the management help to achieve? Management is there just to make sure that whatever limited things you have, you make the best use of it. That is optimum utilization of the scarce resources, the resources which are limited in nature. How does the management contribute to better organization within the business, everyone? Okay, reducing the authority and responsibility of the employees by creating a chaotic working environment, by improperly defining the job roles, by properly defining the authority and responsibility of the employees at various levels. What would be the answer? How does management contribute to better organization? That would be D, because they define the authority and responsibility. And always remember, the authority should be equal to responsibility. The moment your responsibility is exceeding, then the particular person is being crushed in the organization. Where your authority is increasing, you are going to crush other people in the organization. That's the reality, right? Next question, everyone. Go ahead and try it. Let's look at it. It says, what role does the management play in transitioning the organization from good to great? It hinders the organization progress, it hinders the change, it acts as an effective change management tool, and it has no impact. When we are trying to talk about transitioning now, this talks about change management. But then nobody wants to go through the changes. In the organization, you have to bring the changes gradually. Even if you are bringing the changes in a revolutionary manner, what can happen is people can resist it. For example, when the organizations directly shifted from the manual to the computer form, what happened were people were like, we don't know the term, we don't know how to work. How do we work upon the computers? How do we work on the softwares? It's impossible to do that. You know? So this is basically change management. The resistance would be there. So you have to gradually improve it. You have to train people. You have to motivate them. You have to give them incentives so that they learn the particular things. That is why people go through the on the job and off the job training methods, because the organization is saying that the transitions are good. We are looking forward to that. So in this case, can we say the correct answer is it acts as the change management tool? Next question. According to Frederick Herzberg's two-factor theory, which factors in workplace result in job satisfaction? Hygiene factors, motivation, extrinsic or job security? In terms of job, okay, there is something called motivation hygiene theory. Under this, motivation is something which brings me to that particular enlightened form ki nahi, I want to do something. While if I talk about the area of one is motivation, then the hygiene theory talks about the basics. Is there any proper hygiene maintained in the organization? Proper cleaning is maintained, proper lighting is there, then the organization culture. These things really their presence will never make me feel that I want to go to the organization. These can be the brownie points, but these cannot be the main points. So, can I say in this case, these are something which can, the job satisfaction or dissatisfaction comes from satisfies and dissatisfies. When we talk about motivation factors, career advancement opportunities, job enrichment, then promotions, these things are motivating factors. While proper sanitation, getting a proper salary, then stability, security, those are basically what? Those are hygiene factors that we're looking forward to towards the organization. That means, for example, if I had been looking forward towards better infrastructure of the organization, that is not a motivation. I don't want to go to a specific company just because their building looks very beautiful. No, I will go to a company because they are providing me career or advancement opportunity which nobody else could give me. You know. Here comes the next question. What are the factors Herzberg identified as hygiene factors in two-factor theory? Challenging work and responsibility, salary and fringe benefits, recognition and respect for the individual. In terms of Herzberg's two-factor theory, talking about hygiene, challenging work, fringe benefits, recognition or respect for individual. Okay. In this case, the answer would be what? But under hygiene factors, they didn't say salary is a motivating factor, because salary, if you are working every single day, then this is your necessity. This is your right, right? So in this case, salary and fringe benefits, they are called as hygiene factors. The minimum thing that they will be receiving it in any case. The answer is salary and fringe benefits. There were questions earlier as well that what is a thin line of difference between motivation and hygiene? Because salary is a big motivator. But what if I say that if I work 14 hours, if I work 16 hours, it's obvious that it's important for me, right? So the answer is this. Next question. The next question says, which school of management developed mainly after World War II and emphasizes on use of mathematical and statistical models? This specific school talks about the area of understanding the things through equations, statistical measures, or those measures are being used in order to understand what is happening exactly now. So in this case, when you're trying to quantify the humans that are working with us, you're trying to quantify the various models that is quantitative school or management school. That's the question. According to Frederick Herzberg, two-factor theory, factors like salary and job security can motivate the employees if present. Hygiene factors if present, real job satisfaction, according to Herzberg. Okay, if you have only hygiene, not motivation factor, then you won't be happy, and even vice versa. If both the things are not there, both of these are equally important. We cannot blindly say that both of these are fine. Okay, so one thing is true. Hygiene factors, if present, we call them necessity, right? For example, sanitation should be proper in the organization, lighting should be proper in the organization, sitting area should be proper in the organization. This is not something I'm asking, and I should be ashamed of asking these. These are necessities. If these are not there, their presence will never motivate me, but their absence will demotivate me. So in this case, what would be the answers? One particular thing that I can see is in this case, the ideology that has been given here is hygiene factors are not related to job satisfaction. So in this case, one thing is true that assertion is true, but the reasoning is definitely false. Everyone, question. In the planning process, what is the first step that involves analyzing and believe and being aware of opportunities, developing premises, then comes identifying alternatives, then comes the alternative analysis or selecting the best alternative. Everyone, in this case, what would be the answer? The correct answer would be, what is the first step of understanding things? First of all, you have to look forward towards the opportunities that are available. Then you will make your hypothesis. You will develop your own premises. Once your premises are done, then you will work accordingly. Next question, everyone. Why are objectives considered the initial steps in the financial process? What would be the answer? Go ahead. Objective considered the initial step, because without objectives we can't start further. I need to know the goal. Till the time the goal is known to me, only then I have clarity of what I'm doing and to what extent. So without objectives, it is impossible to start develop a strategy. Won't it be? And what is the purpose of planning premises in the planning process? Premises can be called as assumptions, but see, when I decide to make a plan, there are certain things I have to make constant. If everything is a variable, a plan cannot be made. If I'm making a plan to start working on a project, my assumption would be we have enough money. My assumption would be that we have time, we have people, or if we do not have, we have to arrange all those things first, right? And I have time to plan. These are the basic things that I'd be looking forward to. So after we are assuming things, then we continue further. It is what is the purpose of developing the planning premises? Evaluating the alternatives, then assessing the weak points or collecting future forecasting derived assumptions. We are going to derive the assumptions in this case, I would say, because we are looking forward towards the area of we are assuming a lot of things because everything cannot be fixed. With everything being fixed, you cannot find out the answers. That thing is clear. Here comes the next question. What is the process of determining the availability of various means to attain goals in the planning process? Selecting the best alternative, evaluating alternatives, identifying alternative means, or opportunity analysis. What is the process of determining the availability of various means to attain goals? It means to look at various ways to achieve it. All those ways are being developed now. How can we achieve it? Way 1, way 2, way 3. All those ways would be defined, and then we will try to find the best one. And that the best one would be chosen. Okay? What is the main purpose of organizing process in management? Why do we organize the processes? To determine the tasks which must be completed, reviewing the plans, delegating authority, or subject setting objectives and goals. What would be the answer? What is the purpose of developing the priming? Okay, we're looking forward towards organizing now. Organizing process. Purpose of organizing process. In terms of organizing, we are trying to have a reporting relationship. We would want that everybody knows what they are doing and to what extent they have completed, right? So in this case, the correct answer would be determining the what tasks must be completed, and that too the priority would be set by them. And everyone, so in this case, the correct answer is determining what tasks must be completed. Really? Next question, please. What is the end result of organizing process in the management? A set of objectives, a detailed plan, then comes the area of an organizational structure or a team of employees. What is the end result? In terms of organizing process, you are dividing the things into an organized and sequential manner. है ना? So in this case, we define what we want to do, how we want to do, then what are the thought processes regarding the same. So what you get out of it is a good organization structure, because you define and then you even allow people in the organization. The staffing portion is also done through this, na? Because you have organized whatever you have, and whosoever is required to handle the work will be determined on that basis only. Right? Last question for the day. What happens if organizing process is not managed well in the organization? Improved efficiency and effectiveness, clear understanding of tasks, confusion, frustration, reduced efficiency, or increased output. What would be the answer? Organizing process is not managed well in the organization. That will lead to only one problem, that is chaos in the organization. Confusion, frustration, and even reduced efficiency. And everyone, chaliye, let's end the session here. But before I end my session, let's talk about our website first. If you have started with your preparation for CIB, that's good. Or if you haven't started with your CIB preparation yet, our Power Pack batch is out. That means you can look forward to our revision batches as well. So, acha, revision batches are exclusively for the people who have done it at least once, and this would be easier to understand. All those people who are looking forward to joining for the first time, please ensure you are doing the part on your own as well, because the syllabus of CIB is now very extensive. What you need to do is you have to go to the area of CIB November. You will find our CIB Mahapack, which includes both English medium and bilingual classes recorded, as well as whatever is going live and whatever we will introduce in future. That everything would be available in this pack itself in terms of JIB as well as CIB. And along with that, we are also conducting special sessions on Saturdays or Sundays. Then, if you're looking forward to it, all the electives are also included in it. But you have to take the CIB Mahapack for that. The other batch is for the bilingual batch, as well as English medium batch. If you look at the English medium batch, there are overall 500 hours of live classes, 40 series, 42 test series, as well as 121 ebooks has been added. Good number of ebooks have already been added. So, in this case, if you're looking forward to it, then click on the area of buy now and check it out. So we'll be meeting in the next class with another set of questions. Though I'm not done with all the portions of module A, so let's bring up another session on module A, and then we'll move towards the area of module B. What say everyone? The questions that I've made are all from the area of the of your Macmillan book only. So all those practices are done from there only. Even the ebooks are directly made from the book itself, and everything comes in the examination from the Macmillan book itself. So please make sure if you're doing study on your own, you are using it properly. And if you're going through our resources and all, they're all based upon Macmillan. So if you're looking forward to this, use the code RAM80, RAM80, and you will get up to 81% discount. Perfect timing for 3000 rupees. You are getting a 3-month validity. That means 1000 per month barely. Isn't it beneficial? If you're looking forward to only the batches without elective examinations, those 5 examinations, then that is also available, right? So you can check it out on our website there. That particular batch is Sankalp selection batch. And everyone, so let's leave. We'll be meeting in the next class that is going to be held from tomorrow onwards further. So kindly be there and check it out on our website and our app for further details for these courses. And on YouTube, you will find all the details of English medium Module A, Module B, Module C classes as well. I've recently started with Module D, so stay tuned with me. And don't forget to use the code RAM80 in order to get up to 81% of discount. So go ahead and check it out now, everyone. And don't forget to share the session. I'm sorry. Don't forget to share the session among your peers. And if this session was helpful to you, then please go ahead and like it as well. Thank you, everyone.